The National Party is blatantly anti-worker. They have nothing but disdain for working class people. This should be common knowledge. They abolished trade union empowering legislation. They want workers to be at the mercy of their employers. Trade unions correct the massive power imbalance between workers and employers. National hates this. They receive huge amounts in big money donations. They represent employers. They stomp on workers. They seek to preserve the power imbalances that facilitate massive exploitation. National reintroduced 90-day trials to make it easier to fire workers. They have presided over skyrocketing unemployment. They cut countless government contracts and jobs. They changed the mandate of the Reserve Bank so that unemployment would no longer be a consideration. And unemployment rates increased massively. And then they started blaming people for being on the unemployment benefit. They love high unemployment because it gives employers more leverage over workers. It is good for their rich donors. National has slowed minimum wage increases. They have delivered a massive tax cut for rich landlords. They abolished free prescriptions and the first home buyers grant to pay for it, in spite of claiming they would keep the grant prior to the election. They lied to the country. Recently, Labour introduced a bill to make theft of workers' wages a crime. Good. Obviously refusing to pay your workers should be a crime. National and ACT voted against this bill. So much for tough on crime, so much for law and order. They love thieves, so long as those thieves are rich. They see no issue with stealing, as long as you're stealing from working class people. It is revolting. Their government has suggested cutting sick leave for part-time workers. They have also suggested cutting living wage requirements for cleaners working government contracts. It is disgusting. The average cleaner contributes more value to the country than any National Party minister. These disgusting entitled fools are paid huge amounts in taxpayer money, and yet they dare to cut the wages of valuable workers. This is a donor-serving, anti-worker government. Their policy record makes that overwhelmingly obvious. It is not an opinion, it is a fact. Vote them out in 2026. They hate you, they look down on you, they are your enemy.